It's the most anti-minority, anti-young, anti-poor policy I have ever seen in my life. I think a $15 minimum wage is a real deal killer. It's a deal killer. $15 minimum wage is not a deal killer in New York or San Francisco, but $15 an hour minimum wage is a deal killer in Kentucky. I think 40% of all people employed in Kentucky make less than $15 an hour. If you look at other states, $15 an hour is not a deal killer for me. I'm going to do all right if I have to be paid more than $15 an hour. But there are other people, poor people, young people, disenfranchised minorities, who $15 an hour is a deal killer. And if these kids, because of a $15 minimum wage, can't get a job, and they go unemployed, after being unemployed for a year or two, they become unemployable. And after being unemployable for a year or two, they become hostile. And then you have to protect yourself from them. You know, what? It's the most anti-minority, anti-young, anti-poor policy I have ever seen in my life. And it will guarantee poverty traps for a long, long time. What about that guy who's 73 years old? He's sitting at home doing nothing. Sort of like me. You know, what does that guy do? He goes down to the school and says, I'd like to be a school crossing guard. Well, that's a job, sir. You got to get paid the minimum wage. Okay, I'd be glad to do it. Now that you've got that guy, so he can't get the school crossing guard any longer. You know, you've taken all the vulnerable, weak people and put them at enormous risk and enormous discrimination against them. And that is what the minimum wage does. And I beg your pardon, when they say, Bernie Sanders says, I want a minimum wage, a living wage. Yeah, how about all those people who get no wage at all because of your damn policy? How about it's just horrible. And do remember who's paying the minimum wage. It's not the taxpayer paying it. It's the employer. The employer gets double whammied. The employer has to pay that to that guy, even though that guy and the employer agree that a wage lower than that's fine. The government says that's illegal, and the employer has to pay. It makes the employer, the little tiny shop or whatever it is, the antique shop in Burkesville, Kentucky, or wherever it may be, they'll go under because they can't afford the wage. I'm on the board of a company that's called Care Advantage in Virginia. And that company serves people who are sick and stay at home. Now, this is not nurses. These are people who go in and cook the dinner and do this stuff and turn on the TV to fix the telephone, you know, all the stuff that people like me need. All right, you know? And they do that. They're minimum wage. Now that you pop that minimum wage way up, you're going to destroy their ability to work for these older people who need the help desperately. And they're going to be out of a job, and these people aren't going to get the services they so desperately need and require and deserve.